Okay.
Okay, Ronell. So, what are some specific, law of attraction or manifesting techniques that people can apply? There's obviously a lot of people that are struggling in this world right now. In this, age of shutdown and, this, viruses and all this kind of stuff. What are some specific techniques that people can apply right now?
Okay, the most basic and very effective technique is, first of all, to know where you are going, to set a goal, but not just write out a goal that we were, like we have been taught. Set a goal in your mind of what your future looks like in a year. Okay. What it feels like.
Can I cut you off for a second? You said in a year. Um,
Yes,
Well, interesting. So, like, you don't believe in setting short-term goals at all?
you can, but you start with a year and then you backtrack.
Okay,
Okay.
interesting.
First
Okay,
of all,
okay.
because if I'm going to tell you do it in 3 months, and you wake up and you go say, I'm in this different house and I'm earning this amount of money, you cannot actually imagine that to happen because it's too unrealistic for
Wow.
some.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
That's quite important. It has to be a certain time frame that you can say, okay, if I set these goals, for everybody it's going to be different. Some people are in a place where they actually can go and extend and say in 6 months, but most people aren't. So if I say to them, imagine you in this new house with a swimming pool and everything in 6 months, it's not going to be realistic for them. Okay. So if you imagine, you start by imagining in a year's time what it feels like, where you wake up, what is your day like? So that is one tip. And it's very important how you feel when you wake up. Okay? You wake up, you see what's happening in your day, you're busy with that project that you're imagining. So that's the first thing you write down. And then you start adding pictures. Where do you live? What are you doing? What is on your heart? What are your desires? Because the pictures are very, very important, because that's how quantum physics work. You have faith, and whatever we observe becomes a substance, and that substance is a picture. So you're going to create a good picture or a bad picture, and that's how we've been living up to now. We're not aware that we're actually creating this picture, but now I'm actually bringing your focus to create the picture that you desire. Okay. Then you put it on a vision board. You print out all your pictures, or you can do it on your phone screen, or you just create a little bit of a collage. You'll see it. You eventually start adding to those pictures. Like I've got more pictures, and then you print it out, or you create. You can do it on a canvas,
Hmm.
and it's very important to see those pictures. Now, how you're going to get there is not your. It's not your. How can I say? It's not your concern. The very most important thing is that at that moment, I mean, we didn't even get there. We just first of all just got you out of your thinking pattern. Like
Hmm.
normally when I coach, I will tell people to do this. You start creating your pictures. Your pictures always have to be somewhere you see them. And
Hmm.
it's not about now to go and meditate for hours on each picture, okay? Because we know, as Joe Dispenza says,
Hmm.
when you engage with one picture, say I've got a vision that I'm going to live in this certain house, you know exactly what it looks like.
Hmm.
Then you imagine you in the shower in the house, or you busy cooking. I do this on a daily basis for maybe 2 minutes. It's not
Hmm.
about, like I said, the length of time.
Hmm.
Then it's the rule is 4 seconds to hold that thought, imagining what you see in that picture, feeling the feeling of what it's like to have that. Then 16 seconds holding that feeling, feeling this amazing feeling of being in that house. I'm just using an example now as a house for a
Hmm.
house. It's just
Hmm.
when somebody can, everybody understands.
Hmm.
And then when you've held it for 16 seconds, according to Joseph Dispenza, you actually set the law of attraction in motion.
Hmm.
You see? And if you can hold that for 68 seconds, really focusing, you really start manifesting. That's what you desire. Okay,
Awesome.
yeah, it is amazing. I love it.
Very
So,
cool.
yeah, pictures are very important. And then those things are going to be all around you. So you're creating a new world for yourself. So you're not looking at what's happening at the moment. What you are setting the pace. You are creating your life now. The other stuff you've actually created as well, but you're not just changing it. to what you
Very
would
cool.
like.
Very cool. Okay.
How powerful is. So your mind and your heart joins in and creates that attraction.
Awesome.
That is, so your thinking and your heart, your emotion join in a feeling. That to an extent that when you shower in that house or whatever, you're actually so aware of the tiles into detail what it feels like. And then you manifest that. But this goes so beyond. This is a nutshell of just, so, and on the way there, you know, everything is like, it's a roadmap. And you'll notice when you start practicing things, opportunities will start coming up. And you'll start getting little steps of action towards that goal. But if you practice this, I promise you it will happen that way. Say, for an example, I sit and I imagine I attract all these amazing mentors, and I've got pictures of people mentoring me. Eventually, you'll just end up around people that will start speaking to you about mentoring you, or you'll meet the most amazing coaches. These are the short-term steps that just happen without you trying. It's a rest. There's no trying. The action that accompanies these visions just start falling in place. You'll start meeting the people. It's amazing. I love listening to testimonies because it's quantum physical.
Right.
And what happens with other people happens with you.
Awesome.
So I hope that was clear enough, but that is in a nutshell, because obviously there's a lot, not that much more to it, but that's the serious basics.
Right. So, two questions. So you mentioned mentors, you attracting mentors and stuff like that. And you mentioned, Joe Dispenza, you know, so is he like your main teacher? Is there any other, good law of attraction, mentors that you can recommend to others, or that you study on a day-to-day basis? Could you share a couple people that you look up to?
Neville Goddard. I think we all know him. Okay. I love it. When I need to be inspired, I just listen to him for a few minutes.
Nice. And correct me if I'm wrong, that's how you met Nico, right? Through the Neville Goddard community, right?
Sorry, say that again?
Isn't that where you met Nico Morales, through the Neville Goddard?
No, I met him through Vernil. Vernil is also one that it was.
You met him through Vernil. Okay. Vernil I'll be interviewing soon too as well. Cool. Yes. But so Neville Goddard and who else?
The Bible. It inspires
me. The Bible.
Interesting. Because the Bible is a portal. It's not this book that you just read. You read it to enter into experience. And, it says faith is a substance, and that is all the stuff we are learning. So if you go back to the Bible and you see it not as what you were taught, you see it as this portal of all these incredible experiences that is in the Bible. We can also step in because it's also quantum physical, and we're out of time and space. I hope that is not too crazy, but
right. And I think, and I'm totally, naive and ignorant when it comes to the Bible. But isn't there there's a lot of, the number 7 appears a lot and stuff like that, like the 7 disciples and stuff like that. That has some, that's probably like an analogy for the 7 chakras and stuff like that. I've heard those kind of theories. Do you believe in that kind of?
I love numerology. I love it. Okay. I mean, God speaks to me a lot with numbers. I will drive, like yesterday, I think I said it this morning, I just saw 7777.
Oh, nice. Cool.
And then when I was speaking to my friend Vanul, he started seeing 77. He saw 3 cars with 7, and that just made me sit up. So I checked out, and 7 is also a rest. And since my whole when I teach people, I speak a lot on rest, position.
Right. Could you elaborate on that a little bit? I mean, because that's something that not many people bring up a lot, resting, because I mean, we live in a society where, it's all about hard work, just go, grind, and me coming from an athletic background, I even though I believe in these, manifestation concepts heavily, I'm still a real go-getter and stuff in life. So could you talk about the importance of rest for me a little bit?
Okay, to manifest, the rest is very important. And what's important to me is the awareness of Christ-centeredness, because everything, the whole kingdom, everything in the world is within us. So there's a point and a place, whatever you do. This is what I live. When I start feeling, oh, I'm going into work, trying too hard, I take a deep breath and I sit back into Christ, his body, an awareness of a place of rest, because there's so much power in rest. That is, I think, one of the most vital things, because as soon as I think Joe Dispenza also speaks about, if you start, getting anxious or anything, you're actually going into the wrong frequency. But the frequency of rest, what comes out of there is abundance and favor. And it's like when you become aware of that place, it's easy to go into abundance.
Right.
It's easy to be in favor. I mean, the Bible also says goodness and favor follows me all the days of my life. And I know these are beings, and I'm just like, okay, you are following me. I'm in that place of abundance. Psalm 23 is a hub for me, because I sit at the table and it's all laid and I have abundance. And it speaks of an enemy that tries to get me, and I felt like the enemy is your mind. So if I'm aware and I'm sitting at this feast, I make sure that I'm staying in that feastful place. I'm staying and seeing abundance. And whatever comes against me, just check, reset, go back into rest. Because this is our biggest, our minds are our bigger challenge, because of our history and subconscious thinking. But we set ourselves new goals every time. And we all have areas that we're very strong in, and other areas we need to work through. But I see it every challenge, like, the taste of victory is amazing.
Right.
And if we change and shift and see that every challenge is an opportunity, and once you've attained victory through that challenge, you're always thinking of getting through it, but not in a way of, I have to get through this, in a way of, wow, this is an opportunity to rule and govern this. And when you taste the victory, it is sweet.
Awesome.